Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me today in my session and joining this global conference, Collapse 365, one of the most important virtual events that happened this year. It contains a lot of technical people, MVPs, and famous speakers all over the world, and very talented attendees. Thank you for being in here. Let me start my session, Business Productivity with SharePoint Online. I'm John Nagib. I'm a senior collaboration and SharePoint consultant and architect working for Hewlett Packard with deep knowledge in SharePoint, including architecture, installation, configuration, testing, maintenance, and development. Well, in addition to being a consultant, I have a strong application development background in .NET applications, and I'm a holder of several certificates. This is my photo. Here is my Twitter account, my LinkedIn, and my TechNet profile. Reach me, please, if you need anything. So the session for today it's called Business Productivity. So it's mainly about Office 365, especially SharePoint Online. So what is Office 365? Office 365 is the brand name that Microsoft gave for a group of software services they provide over the cloud, and that we are going to discuss. So a little history about the Office 365. It was beta test in 2010. It launched in June 2011. It is mainly as a software as a service cloud methodology. It contains a bundle of software, so SharePoint, which we are going to discuss how to keep it productive for business. Contains Mail, Skype for Business, which used to be Link. We're having Yammer integration, which is a social collaboration platform, social media, and where you can share informations and so on, something like Facebook, but it's integrated with Office 365. It's called Yammer. We have the Delve, which we are going to speak about. Sway is some sort of service where you can have and create your own interactive reports. Contains videos, PowerPoints, text, and you're having the OneDrive storage for your files, and the videos service where you can publish your videos and have it working online. Well, there are several plans whenever you are going to subscribe to Office 365, and I'm putting in here the link to the subscriptions plans, so you can check it. And if you're interested, if you didn't already have your own Office 365 license, you can compare and see which plan will fit for your business or for you personally. So moving into the next slide, the first feature I'm going to discuss for SharePoint Online that will help you in your business. It's called co-authoring. So in Office 365, you can co-author documents in Word, PowerPoint, and OneNote, or a collection of documents with other simultaneous users. So how is that? So if you're having your own document, say for example a Word document, and you are editing that, and you're keeping it also, or activating the feature where you can have other users at the same time edit on the same document as you are. So this will save time. So several users can interact on the same document at the same time without interfering between them. To do that, actually, for Word and PowerPoint, we need to enable the major and minor versions tracking in the document library settings before we can co-author. For OneNote notebooks, you need only to have the major versions enabled. And for Excel, you need to have the Excel web app. And then you can make real-time co-authoring with others in Excel. An important note in here, in the document library settings, you need to make sure that you don't turn on checkout. So this, if you turn it off, if you turn on checkout, this will stop co-authoring, because this means that you are having only one user can edit by checking out the document to himself. So don't turn checkout on, just keep it off. This is the first thing that we have covered for today, co-authoring, and later on we'll be making demos on how we can handle co-authoring. The second major and important thing for your business and productivity is the workflows. So SharePoint facilitates collaboration among workers, and this is an important thing that SharePoint offers. And to do that, they are having the workflows which apply business processes for your business. There are some built-in workflows. You need to check the plan, because each plan that I gave a hint about on the last slides, each plan contains some sort of out-of-the-box workflows. Types of this workflows: approval, collecting feedback, collecting signatures, disposition, restate. So these are the available workflows out of the box per each plan. So some plans you can have one or two of those existing built-in workflows. The final thing in here, can you build your own workflow with SharePoint Designer? SharePoint Designer is a very effective tool. It can be used by power users, administrators, business users, developers to build workflows. And even SharePoint Designer is not used only for workflows, it's built also for editing pages and customizing your site. So SharePoint Designer is a free tool you can download for Microsoft Downloads, and it comes with two flavors, the 32-bit and 64-bit, based on the Office version you're having on your machine. So with SharePoint Designer you can design your own workflows that fits for your business. And in here I am putting reference link in the MSDN that can help you while you are, it will give you some sort of idea about the workflows and how to build them this over MSDN. And the next important service is the Visio. So Microsoft Visio, actually there is a part of the Office bundle. There is a Microsoft Visio which can allow you to design and create process flows and diagrams. SharePoint offers in SharePoint Online and then SharePoint even on-premise, but since we are speaking about the SharePoint Online, which is part of the Office 365, there's SharePoint Visio service, which offers a fast and simple way to work with Visio diagrams over the SharePoint Online and Office 365. While using Visio, you can do a lot of stuff. You can create your org charts, you can create manufacturing processes. With Visio service, you can embed Visio documents directly in a SharePoint page. And even this the Visio service, it's known where you can build your own Visio on the Office Visio you're having on your own machine, and then publish it to SharePoint and have it on a page. But there are a lot of features actually that have been improved for Visio, where you can build and develop an advanced BI visualization with Microsoft Visio and SharePoint in Cloud. And I'm putting in here a link to Channel 9 video, which is very important. If you need to build advanced BI system you can use with Visio and SharePoint, you can refer to this video, which is out of the scope of this session. But the point in here is that Visio is not only for just creating diagrams, it can be used for several ways. You can grab data from SharePoint lists and libraries and bring them and integrate them with Visio. You can build a BI system. Well, the next thing in here is the Delve, which is a new thing and very important thing in Office 365 searches. Delve is a new way actually to discover relevant information and connections from across your work life, and I'm going to demo that to show you how it works. So Delve displays actually the information that's most relevant for each person. So based on the work you are doing and the people you are engaged with and your organization, you can see the relevant information that can help you in your business. Well, Delve actually is the front end for the technology which is called Office Graph, and important to know this terminology, Office Graph, because this Office Graph technology, it uses machine learning techniques to map the relations between people, content, and activities that occur over the Office 365. So what is Delve actually? So if you are using the Facebook and LinkedIn, and sometimes you see in front of you in the page you are opening recommendations for people to connect with, because it's trying to reach and create relations with the nearest people you may know. So Delve works by a similar way, but in addition to people, it shares content, so an event that happens within your organization and that's relevant to you, and show it to you in the form of cards or business cards. So you see in front of you cards of the documents that you have edited, your colleagues who are working on, and it doesn't break any security permissions. So if you don't have permission to see some sort of documents, it will not show you that in front of you. So Delve is a very nice way to reach to the document, and instead of doing search, information is already in your hands before doing any search to information. And I'm going to show you that in the demo. Well, the next thing is the InfoPass. So there have been a lot of talking about InfoPass and its future, so let's talk about what InfoPass is. Well, InfoPass is actually creates some sort of forms. InfoPass will continue to be available in Enterprise A3 and Pro Plus plans. but it will not be available in Business Premium or Business starting from 1st of October. This actually is talking about the different plans that I have discussed in my first slide. That in Office 365 there are different plans. So some of these plans are not going to support InfoPath, and InfoPath is technology which can allow you to create your forms where you can add your fields. And if you, for example, if you would like to create your vacation plan system and have employees fill on the data in here and submit it, and maybe may even integrate it with a workflow to get approval on your vacation. So this is something that can be built with InfoPath. While InfoPath 2013 application remains the last version to be released, and it will work with SharePoint Server 2016 as well as SharePoint 2013 and Office 365. Retiring InfoPath and investing in new form technologies across SharePoint, Access, and Word. Well, so per Microsoft that InfoPath will retire soon, and you'll be investing in other technologies across SharePoint, Access, and Word, but it will be supported till 2013, not after that. Well, about Office 365, so far InfoPath in there, and you can create your forms and upload it until further notice from Microsoft. Well, other alternatives you have, if you don't want to spend time on creating InfoPath, you can create your own form. So if you're having the developers, or you're having the know-how on how to build forms using JavaScript and other JavaScript libraries like jQuery and etc. So you can build your own form. You can use Access. You can even buy third-party tools. There are vendors and companies that provide their own apps that can help you and build your forms over Office 365. So mainly it's up to you. We're still having years with this, mainly on SharePoint servers. For Office 365, it's not till this moment, as far as I know. They didn't announce when it will be decommissioned from Office 365. So it's up to you and to business how you would like to utilize InfoPath in your business or on a personal level. Well, I'm having in here the link that having the updates about the InfoPath and SharePoint forms. It's from the Office blogs. Coming here, an important topic actually. What if you're having would like to extend the functionality of Office 365? So there's some points in here. The first thing is apps development. So if you would like to develop your own app, there are two ways to do that. Something called SharePoint hosted and provider hosted. SharePoint hosted means that you don't need to have any other third-party servers. You just need to have JavaScript skills, or hire someone who is having the JavaScript skills, and you can build apps and publish them over your Office 365 and your SharePoint Online. While provider hosted app, you need to have another sort of servers, even on-premise, or you need to rent some services over the Azure, so you can include some sort of .NET coding or other programming languages codes, so you can build more sophisticated business. So this is how you can extend the functionality of your sites and your Office 365 using apps development. The next important thing is called hybrid model. So what if you're having in here users and still you need to have your on-premise environment and Office 365? So on-premise refers to the SharePoint servers, Exchange servers, and so on that are hosted somewhere in your office or even a vendor. So for example, HP provides such service where you can have your on-premise environment or private cloud that contains your servers. And the reason that some organizations do that is they need to have more sophisticated functionalities than Office 365, and they need to have the privacy of their information inside the company. So some organizations, especially the government one, doesn't allow to have their data hosted over cloud, and they need to have it on their own data centers, and even on the same country. So you can make benefit of that model and have users connect to both Office 365 environments, your SharePoint, which is in the cloud, or other mailing system that's in the cloud, and at the same time having your own on-premise environments that serve certain functionalities that you need. And how to decide which model you need to go through, I have created a blog over my HP official blogs. It's called Important Considerations when Deciding Cloud versus On-Premise, and here is a link to it. You can take a look into it and to give you an idea about how to decide which technique you need to go Office 365 or on-premise only, or to make a hybrid approach. So you can check this link, and there are a lot of blogs and articles discussing about the hybrid model. So this is about the extending the functionality. In here I am putting some important links. The first link is the portal.office.com. This is the home page for your Office 365 services. So whenever you go for the first time and you need to sign up and then log into your account, you can use a trial version for 30 days, or you can buy your purchase your license based on the plan you will decide based on your business. Then the second link is the roadmap for the Office 365 and what updates is happening. Then there's the plan options and which one you can check the plan you need. And I'm putting a link to Office 365 for Business to explore the features, putting a reference to the TechNet where you can check more about the Office 365. And then I'm putting a Microsoft Virtual Academy, which is a free training about Office 365. So you can refer to these links if you need to have more information about Office 365. Well, in the demos, I'm going to show you the Office 365 and the co-authoring, InfoPass, workflows, Visio, and Delve. So let me jump and start the demos. So I'm having two browsers, Chrome and Firefox. And let me go to the first, the Firefox, where I have the portal.office.com and the /home. This is the URL that I have been showing you. It contains the main interface to the Office 365, and you can install the bundle in here of the software that you have. You can actually go and in here it's showing you the icons of the of the services that you can make use of: the mail, the calendars, the contacts, the people. OneDrive, where you can store your files. Sites, which you can access your personal My Site. Tasks, where you can have your own task and synchronize them. Delve, which I am going to show you in the demo. Videos, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, S-Way, and the admin. This admin console actually will be shown only for your admins of the Office 365 license. You can reach also to this services through the top left corner button that's in here. If you press on that, it will show you all these apps too. So let me jump into the next demo, which is Delve. So in here it's if you see that the URL, and you can access it from these services. If you press on Delve, it will take you to this URL, and this is the home page. If you need to get more information about how Delve works, if I press on me and on the left in here, it will start loading the activities that I have been doing and the most relevant information to me, since I am the only one in the organization. So it's showing me my relevant documents only that I have been working on recently. In here it appears in the form of business cards. If I add in more documents, and it will grab them soon. If it's the first time for you to use Delve in your Office 365 license, just give it 1 hour and it will start, the engine will start working and bringing the data for you. So from in here, from this interface, you can press on these documents that you have been working on recently, and instead of going to the SharePoint sites or the OneDrive and trying to search for the documents and use a search engine to search for the documents that you have been working on here it's a very simple thing that information is in your hand through one interface. And even if you are having more people, the people will be shown on the left, and the content will be shown in the middle on here, and this content will be the most relevant content for you. Even you can reach the contact by sending a message, calling them, sending an email. So whenever you press on other contact, you will have these options: sending a message or calling or emailing. So this is Delve business card form, and providing you the most relevant information to you in hand instead of doing your own search. Okay, this is the demo about the Delve. What about co-authoring? So let me show you that. I'm opening in here a URL which contains a document library. This is a place where you can upload and edit and create new documents. One of these documents is called a test document. I shared it with another account that I'm having. If you need to share something with other, even if not a part of your Office 365 organization, and they are using any other type of accounts, Hotmail for example, or Outlook, so you can share that with them. So this document will be shared, and you receive an email notification that there is a document has been shared with them. So what I have done, I have shared this document with my other Hotmail account, so I can show you how to do co-authoring between my Office 365 account and another normal Hotmail account. And before editing the document and show you how I am doing co-authoring, what I have done in here, and I make sure in the library, and then I go to library settings, and in the library settings, make sure of something in here. In the versioning settings, you need to make sure that you're having the major and minor versions, and you see in here, require documents to be checked out, say no to that, because if you press yes, co-authoring will not be enabled. So it's already in here, so let me cancel. Everything looks fine, and let me go to the documents and start opening the documents in the Firefox browser. This is already data that I have been putting, so let me go in here and open it at the same time. Before doing any edit, go to my Chrome and press on test document. Well, let me start and do some sort of editing in here. Let me press edit document, edit in Word Online. And on the Firefox, I'm going to press edit this document too. Well, now I can edit. I'm now on my Office 365 account. Let me start editing, and it's giving me some sort of notification that there's someone else is editing the document in the top right corner in here. So it says John Nagib is also editing. This is my other account. Let me start entering in here. I say I am the Firefox browser. Let me save, and let me go to the Chrome, and let me start doing that. Oh, while I was starting to type in the Chrome browser, I have got the sentence that I have wrote. I am the Firefox browser, that has been written by my other browser. So let me at the beginning of the document press enter in here and say I am the Chrome browser. And while I am working, you'll see in here it's a note below saying saving. So this means that they are saving the document, so other users in other environments will feel it. So let me go back to the Firefox and say saved. If I go to the Firefox, directly I will see the first sentence, I am the Chrome browser. So several users can edit the same document, and which is called the co-authoring. It's a very nice feature. You can have it with Excel, Word, PowerPoint, OneNote. Well, let me go back to the home team site in here. Well, we have covered so far demos about the co-authoring, about the general Office 365 interface, about Delve. So let me go and show you now InfoPath. So on my local machine, I have InfoPath Designer installed, which is part of the Office 2013 bundle. And this is the interface of the InfoPath Designer. And let me create I opened it and pressed new, and let me create a blank form. And let me press design form. Let me create, for example, you're going to create a very simple form for vacations. Oh, in here, vacation system. And let me in here, for example, insert, let me do insert some sort of a table in here. Locations, location system, number of days, and let me add and insert a control, which is text box, and let me add another label, the type of location, and let me add another control, maybe combo box, and let me add in here the third line is the start date, and add another control, maybe date picker, and let me in here change the fields. So this is the number of days, and change the property for this to give it a type of location, and for the third field let me change its name and start date. Okay, and let me actually save that. Actually, let me try to publish it first. Publish to SharePoint server. So let me save it. It's going to be saved. And let me provide the URL. So going back to my site, I'm going to provide the URL to store this form. Well, it's trying to publish it. So it's saying in here, enable this form to be filled out by using browser. Yes, and I'm going to publish it as a form library. And I'm going to create a new form library. Give it a name, test collab 365 form library. Press next. I'm going to add some sort of the columns that I have, and this field listed below will be available to SharePoint web part connection parameters. Yes, I may need to connect it with other forms later on or web parts, so let me add all of them and press next, and then start doing the publishing. Starting the publishing process. Well, it's saving this document, this library now to the newly created form library. This is the location where the forms are stored, and doing the publishing. Now it's finished. Your form template was published successfully, and I'm going to close. Let me go back to my browser and do a refresh to try to save the libraries in there now. Well, I see in here in the left there is recent. Under recent there is this library. It's called test collab 365 form lib. I'm opening it, and whenever it takes time, it says working on it till it's opened. And let me press new document. But it's working on it. It's opening the just a second. I pressed on another link, so it's taking me now to the form. It's trying to load a new form. In here I see the identification system that I have created. I press the number of days. In here is select the type, so I can select. I can already in the info path designer I can have put the preloaded data. I can put the types, but let me type in specific types called personal vacation. Number of days, day 1, and start date, let it be 1st of November, and I can save. Let me give a name, John November, and save it. Well, if I go back to the site, let me close that. I have my form in here submitted, and you see in here in this view, it's telling me the start date, the number of days I'm taking, and the type of vacation. If I press on that, it will open the form again for me to see the info pass form that I published. It's a very nice looking system. So we're having info pass so far, and until Microsoft announced more about when it will be supported on Office 365. Regarding SharePoint 2013 and SharePoint 2016 and on-premise versions, this is available and it's supported available till 2023 year. So you can enjoy that till this moment. And you have in the other alternatives third-party tools, or you can have your JavaScript libraries. So I'm going to show you something else actually. So if I go to the documents, in here there is a drawing that I created using the Visio. So from the Visio I have created a new file, and I have specified that will be a workflow type, and I have put just these diagrams, and I've saved it. Then I have uploaded it to this document library to show you that Visio diagrams can be uploaded to these documents. And then what we can do is that we can go in here and create add a page. And give it Visio page number 1. So it's working on it, and then we can insert, press on the insert button and have a web part inserted. And on the business data, use Visio Web Access and press add. So well, on this button on the right top, I can press edit web part, because I needed to map it to that drawing that I have created using the Visio. So web drawing URL, if I press on this button, it will open a location for me that I can select. So in here I have it in the documents. I'm pressing the document because I have uploaded my drawing in the documents library. It's taking time to load, and in here the drawing, I'm going to press on the drawing 1. This is a Visio diagram. It's a very simple diagram that I created, and I'm going to press insert and press OK. Then I'm going to save it. Press save. Try. Still refreshing, so let's give it some time. It's loading. Very good. So now I'm having my page created, and it contains the Visio diagrams that I created. As you see, I can put it in a page. I can add other web parts, and this refers to the other Visio diagram file. So whenever it's updated, it will be refreshed in here, and you can press refresh. So you can create your own process and set it in here. So I'm here, I'm showing a very simple diagram, checking the balance. If it's less than 10, then end the process. So you can having your org chart, you can having your manufacturer process, or even as I referred in my slides, you can refer to the channel 9 video, and you create a very sophisticated and excellent and advanced BI system that grabs data from other SharePoint lists. So the last demo I'm going to make for you is SharePoint designer workflow. So I'm going to open the site. So it's opening the site. If it's the first time for you to use SharePoint Designer or upload some content, using the info pass, it will mostly to be asking you for the credential, your credential for Office 365. But since my credentials are stored on the system, so I don't need to have the credentials entered again. So on the left there is a tree. I'm going to select workflows. So you see in here I have already an existing workflow that I created. If I want to create another, which is called test WF, which is test workflow. So if I'm having, if I'd like to create another workflow, a new workflow, I can press on lists in here and click on the list that I want to create a test for it, or a workflow, test workflow for it, or a production workflow. I can select the list and move on through the wizard. But I'm going to show you this existing workflow that I created. It's a very simple one. If I press on this workflow, it will open the settings page for me. And important thing in here is that in the start options, I've pressed on here start workflow automatically whenever an item is created. So this simple workflow, actually, if I press on edit workflow, it contains one step, and then I'm ending this workflow. What step is I'm doing in here? I'm sending an email message to my account, and this workflow works with a certain list, which is the documents list in this site. So if I go back to the my site and go to the documents, and if I created a new document in here, let me press on a new document. And let me write testing the workflow, and let me press save. Let me do Control S, say saved, and let me go back to the developer site. And let me do refresh. Well, it says in here stage 1. Stage 1 means that the test workflow has passed through the stage 1, and if I go to the mail, I will see that I have received an email, test email, coming from no reply SharePointonline.com to John Nagib, and saying test. So this is a test message that my workflow worked, and whenever I created a document, I have the workflow started and initiated, and it works and send me the mail. So in the back to the SharePoint designer, in this edit workflow, if I press on edit workflow, I go to the workflow designer. You can do a lot of things actually. You can have in here actions, you can add a comment, send an email, start another workflow, you can add a comment, even you can check in item, check it out. You can have even create your own approval flow. You can create a task and assign it to certain people, and you can wait for the results and see if it's approved or no, and based on the result you can take an action, send a mail, something, or end the workflow, or initiate another workflow. So it's a very nice tool to create your own process. Let me go back to my slides. Well, we covered Delve, Visio, workflows, the info path, co-authoring, and Office 365 interface. So to finish the demos, extra slides in here, I am putting some references to my HP blogs and personal blogs, and some of my TechNet articles, and some of my TechNet gallery sharings. Well, thank you for attending my session today. I hope that you like it. Stay tuned for more great sessions from Collab 365 conference. Thank you, and have a nice rest of your day.